Welcome to this episode of the UCM Short Film Showcase. I'm Hayley Justus, and today I'm joined by Trey Taylor, producer and director of the 3 short films we will be showcasing today. So Trey, most of your films were shot in the fall of 2020. How did the challenges of the pandemic affect your work?
So this is right at the beginning of the pandemic. So teachers were kind of scrounging. They had to completely change their game plan for how we were going to be finishing our semester. Cinematography specifically is super hands-on. So we need access to equipment, shooting locations, actors, actresses, ourselves and things like that. And with the pandemic completely stopping school, there wasn't really a way to do that. So with this happening, I had to improv and I shot these 3 films specifically with my iPhone because I didn't want to lug around all the heavy equipment from coming to school and then going back home and things like that. So it really changed the game plan as far as I was concerned, and I'm actually proud of the work that I put out with that.
Good. Well, our first film that we'll be showcasing today is titled 200 West Pine Street. So what was your inspiration when creating this film?
So this building was a building that I've seen quite a few times as I do frequent Pine Street. And every time I see it, I'm like, hey, this building is pretty interesting. I would love to go inside of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go inside of it, so I figured, hey, why not just show the beauty that's around it? So I wanted to film specifically areas that I thought were pretty cool, and hopefully that the film showcases those areas pretty well.
Right. And so you shot a lot of specific locations. What made you choose those specific spots?
I think the character of those spots, like I know I show quite a few of the spots have graffiti, and I thought the graffiti was pretty interesting because it just kind of, it showed, I don't know the artist, of course, the graffiti artist, but it kind of just shows what they were thinking at the time. Like there's things that are political, there's things that aren't so PC, there's things that that the person was just feeling at the moment, like I love you and things like that. So I chose spots like that for that reason, and then I chose areas that were a little bit more industrial because there's a railroad running right next to it. So there were nails and there were just a bunch of industrial things hiding around. Then there were beautiful plants and things like that. So I just tried to choose the spots that I thought had the most character and the spots that I thought were beautiful. So hopefully that showcases it.
Okay, well, let's take a look. All right, so our next film is titled Songs Are Hard. Can you tell us about the songwriting experience that inspired you to make this film?
Well, songs are hard. They're hard to write. I don't know if anybody that's watching has tried to write one, but at the moment I was thinking about where I could film my next project. They kind of come up on you quick, so I'm like, I need to figure out where I'm going to film, what it's going to be about, things like that. So as I was thinking, I was playing my guitar, and I'm like, maybe I can just write and film a film about my songwriting experience. So I just kind of played around with that, started filming myself as I was playing the guitar, got a couple shots that I liked and was like, okay, I'll run with this. It is it is made inside of a very small bedroom in my old apartment. So hopefully it showcases my experiences with songwriting and showcases the innovation that I had to have throughout the pandemic. So.
Right. So did you write this song specifically for the film, or did the film come first?
Well, I guess the way I just put it, the film kind of came first because I just filmed myself writing, and then I just kind of went along with that. So I just made the song as I was going with the filming. There are words to it. I didn't sing those words. Don't know if I'm a good singer, so that'll probably never be on film. But the filming came first as I was writing.
Well, let's take a look at his songwriting experience. All right, so the final film that we would like to showcase is your project titled Why. And what really caught my attention about this project is the voiceover work. What does the dialogue mean to you, and what message were you trying to send to your audience?
I feel like it means exactly what I said it means. The message that I was trying to send is that, at least I personally believe that we're not in a great spot, like overall at the moment. There are a lot of things wrong with our, I guess, Western culture, I guess I should say. But there are a lot of things good about it too. But this one specifically, this film, was just to showcase or kind of just tell what I was thinking at the time, especially with the pandemic starting. So people are really thinking about all the bad things that were going on at the time. And this just kind of was me just kind of releasing all the things I was thinking at the time. I think the words really just say what I was trying to say, if that makes sense.
Right. So you wrote this script, right? And was it something that you planned out in advance, or?
So when you watch it, you'll see the main shot there, the one that I continuously go back to. I got that shot, and then I just started piecing together everything else. And as I did that, as I watched it back, after I would piece something together, I would go through and I would do the voiceover for it. And one thing I remember is I specifically did this late at night so that my voice would have a certain like intonation to it, because I don't know, whenever I'm tired, my voice just sounds a bit different, and I like how it sounds. So I specifically did that for that, but I just kind of improv'd it. So as I went along with the editing and the filming of it, I thought of something that would go good with that shot, and so on and so forth.
Well, that was very poetic improving that you had. So let's take a look at his final film.
Existential nihilism, the philosophical theory that our life has no intrinsic meaning or value. As I sit here, can't help but believe this is true. We were thrust into a world that we had no hand in making. One of 7 billion people, ants living on a speck of mud, flying through nothingness, forced to do things we don't actually like. A whirlwind of thought passing by each second, working our lives away for a man-made creation, only to spend that creation on things we don't like. Never-ending cycle of bills, debt. We only really have ourselves in this world if you think about it. Never more ourselves than when nobody is around. We all walk our path alone in the end, associating with people who speak ill of us behind our back, and if we're honest, who we speak badly about also. Spending the entirety of our lives trying not to be pawns in the grand scheme of things, being rained down upon by others, and coming out on the other side worse off for it. Ask yourself this: why are we the only species that leaves its kind to die? Famine, war, slowly but surely killing the only planet we have. And unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. And even then, money speaks louder than you ever could. Living our lives for the ever so sweet. I stay up late at night wondering why. An all-encompassing question. The planet is dying, or rather, being killed. Natural disasters more frequent. Mother Nature's cries for help. Time ticking away. And here I am believing that maybe, just maybe, we can do something about it. And then I'm reminded that it's probably a lost cause. We're here for 70, maybe 80 years if you're lucky. We're rich. Emphasis on maybe. And then, just like that, gone. You know, I was once told that a person dies 2 times in their lifespan. Once when their body goes, and another when the last person who remembered them passes away. But in that time span, what did it all mean? We lock each other in cages, beat and brutalize one another. And all for what? Why?
Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the UCM Short Film Showcase, and thank you, Trey, for allowing us to showcase your work.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I've never had anybody showcase my work, so I definitely thank you, Hayley, and I thank Von Schlimmer for the entire showcase. Shout out to the other artists, and hope you guys have a good day.
That's what film.